Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kaz and I'm a channeler and a healer. In today's video we are exploring the topic, what ancestral karma are you working with? So sometimes we take on the burden of working ancestral karma out for our families, and a lot of us are doing that in the current lifetime that we're in. So we're just going to try and identify what family karma you're working with. There may be some themes that are coming up for you, and they might be coming forward in dreams or in the external world that you're thinking, where the heck did that come from? And it may be because you're processing family karma. So we have 3 crystals to choose from today: Crystal 1, Crystal 2 or Crystal 3. I have the timestamps in the description below, and also you'll find them in the video chapters, so you can go straight to your reading. I'll see you there. Crystal 1, welcome to your reading. I'm just going to pick up your crystals so I can channel information through it. Okay, so I'm getting the theme of your ancestral karma here is war or fighting. So your family might have been warriors or soldiers, and there is a theme about fighting. You may have felt throughout your life that you've had to fight for everything that you have. You may have seen a theme of members of your family being in the armed forces. You may know that 5 generations back, one of your family members was a general in an army. These sorts of things. You may have had your DNA tested and known that you're of Viking blood or Roman blood or something like that. I mean, we're probably all very related with DNA, but there may be history of having warriors here. If not, it doesn't matter. The theme still applies to you. You have to fight for things. And so this is what you have come in to work out for your family. And when we work these things out, it not only heals our parents and the generations before them, even if they've crossed over, it heals the generations below us and to the sides of us. So it heals your siblings, it heals your children, it heals your children's children, and so on. So depending on to what extent we actually heal the karma here. So you in other lives might have been in the situation where you were enslaved to fight, or that may have happened to you in this lifetime where you had no choice, you had to go and fight and physically fight. These days for you, I feel like it's more of an emotional, mental thing. In a relationship, you might have to fight to have your needs acknowledged. In a workplace, you might always have competition and people wanting to compete with you, even if you're not initiating that. So it comes out in different ways. In partnership, you may have had a partner who had other love interests, and you always felt like you had to fight for their attention. Or maybe you didn't get them right away. Maybe they were in another relationship when you met. It's some theme in life where you've had to fight for things. Maybe you've always struggled. Maybe you had tragedy in your family when you were young. Maybe a parent left or passed away, and you've had to fight for yourself to get the basics in life. It's like real survival skills. However it plays out, that's the theme you're working with. So, gosh, I really feel this in my solar plexus. Like I really feel a fiery spirit, but not only that, I'm getting very hot with this energy. But there is quite a blockage here, okay? So when you may have said to yourself, I just want a peaceful life, and what you constantly get is fighting, okay? As you're working through this family karma or this family trauma or whatever it happens to be, you will attract the competition, the fighting, the obstruction. Once that passes, it's up to you to clear those patterns of behaviours that you've brought in from your childhood into being. So there's two separate things going on here, and I just want you to realise that. If you felt like you've already worked on this and it kind of settled down and you weren't always having to fight to have your needs met, but suddenly it's happening again. It's happening again because the family karma's coming up to be cleared. If you've always struggled, once you clear this family karma, and it should be quite short-lived, I'm only seeing a number of months to clear it, then you may need to work on yourself to look at what beliefs do I have that I feel I have to struggle in life. And because you've been met with opposition throughout your life, you may think that's the way it should be, but it's actually not. And sometimes the person we're fighting with the most is ourselves. So we may be saying, I really want to do this, but then you're self-sabotaging. Or I really want to do this, but I'm too scared, and so you don't take that step. So there is a lot of psychological stuff at play here, not just the family karma that's going on. You may see your siblings and your cousins going through the same stuff that you are. So first of all, there's that generational thing where we have the same sort of themes going on. But also, you know, they're faced with this family karma too. Not everyone's going to be able to take a role in working it out. You have been chosen, or no, I should say, you've put yourself forward to help with this process. So it may not just be you in the family working this out. You might just think, oh, why me? It may be that you've got cousins or siblings also working on the same thing. Maybe your parents tried to work on this, but I really feel like this is your generation at this point. If you don't have siblings or cousins, it will fall to you at the moment, I'm afraid. And if you have adult children, they might start seeing some of the effects of it at the same time you do, because you're running with the same energy. But it's almost like this year is the big year for this, and I don't know why I feel that way. I think we do move through different phases with family karma, and it may be different bits of family karma, but I feel like this year is a big year for family karma. Even though we're in a 1 year and last year was a 9 year where we purged things, I still feel like this family karma, maybe that's why it's only going to last for a few months, because we're in January now. And maybe, you know, in a few months, the energy of that 9 from last year settles down and we really truly step into the 1 year of new beginnings. But I feel this is a strong theme for you this year. So I'm going to say to you, just go with it. Know that this is going to be short-lived. Know that any friction is going to be short-lived. So this isn't about you being a bad person. This isn't about you being a victim. This isn't about you doing anything wrong. This is about you just holding the energy for it to be processed for your family. I feel like for some of you this is causing a lot of tension in your lives, okay? A lot of tension. And it may be that you're suddenly not getting along with your partner, or you're suddenly not getting along with your children or your work colleagues or your friends. Just allow the process to happen. Try not to fight it, because that will be your natural instinct. It's to fight it. When someone lashes out at you, you'll want to lash back. Now, of course, express your feelings, but it doesn't have to be in a fighting way. Of course, stand up for yourself in certain situations, but it doesn't have to be in a fighting way. It's about being... it's about paying attention to your boundaries, but not in a fighting way. Not always easy to do. I know it's easy for me to stand here and say that. You may have dreams. You may have dreams about war or soldiers. You may have dreams of being in battle or observing a battle. And that's because it's that trauma of that battle is working itself out in your psyche for your family. And once this is cleared, it's like the curtains open up, where before you might have just had a little gap in the curtains where you could see a very narrow view of life. Suddenly life opens up and you can see this huge view and all of these things that you never noticed before that were there, but you just couldn't see them because of the energy that was running there. Okay, quite intense, Crystal 1. I'm sorry about that. I hope you get through this swiftly. Obviously, try and keep yourself in peace as much as you can, because that is the antidote to fighting. Keep yourself calm and out in nature if you can. But if the feelings arise, don't blame yourself. Just go with it. And try not to be too warlike with other people. I wish you well on your journey. I'll see you in my next video. Crystal 2, welcome to your reading. I'm just going to pick up your crystal and see what we've got here. I'm getting a lot of water energy with this. Okay, there may be a lot of family emotions that need to be processed here. So if you've chosen this group, you may already be feeling emotional. Maybe things have happened recently in life that have made you really emotional. But I feel it's almost like we're going back 6 generations here to emotions of the family. So let's just say that a family member went off to war and never came back. It wasn't like they could FaceTime all the time and you saw them. It would have been sporadic letters and then nothing. You know, another family member might not have ever known what happened to them. Maybe they were MIA. There's all these sorts of scenarios where there's emotional trauma that's being processed through you. Maybe someone had 9 pregnancies and lost 8 of the babies. There's that sort of trauma from the distance past that has been carried down the line, and you have volunteered in between lives to process for the family. You might have been coasting along in life feeling hunky-dory, and suddenly this wave of emotion hits you. And I just want you to know that it's not yours, but it's related to you, if that makes sense. So don't feel that things are suddenly going wrong. I feel like this is your last stand for things opening up and things coming easy to you in life. And this is the last bit of processing that needs to happen. And it's honestly something that I feel like, even though you may have siblings and cousins at your sort of level in the family tree, you are the one that chose to take this on. So you are the chosen one, essentially, through your own choice in between lives. And yeah, you have taken on the role of the processor of the emotions. So this is not you going through a dark night of the soul. This is not you going through a deep depression. This is you processing emotions of trauma that are in the family DNA. And it may come from either side. It may come from either parents, or it may come from both parents. I'm suspecting that for most of you it comes from the mother's line. So that's just how I feel about it at the moment. It might not be the case for all of you. You try and tune in and see where you feel it comes from. Because there's a lot of emotion behind it here. Really feeling like the uterus area in females, so it could be to do with childbirth or pregnancy here, that there's a lot of trauma, a lot of emotional trauma. I'm feeling a lot of loss in general. I'm even seeing a scene where a whole village is burnt down. So like people may have literally lost absolutely every single physical belonging and been abused in the process. So maybe a village was raided and whoever wasn't slaughtered was taken captive. That sort of energy there. So of great loss. And yeah, you're very connected to that sense of loss at the moment. So you may see this reflected in your life. Maybe you are going through a great loss in your life at the moment, and you're not just processing the loss from this life, you're processing the loss from other lives, which is why it seems so intense and just so hard at the moment. And my heart goes out to you because I can feel this energy, and it's really, really painful. Your angels are showing me a blanket made of rose quartz that they're wrapping around you, just to help you through this phase. And once again, I don't feel like this is going to last too long, okay? A couple of months, 2 or 3 months. It's not going to go on for the rest of the year. There will be relief soon, but it may be in a way where you don't notice it lightening as such, because it happens so gradually. You may be in incredible emotional pain today and tomorrow and next week, but then it gets a little lighter, but it happens so gradually you don't notice, and then one day you think, oh, I'm doing so much better than I was a few months ago. You may want to cry, you may want to write out of your emotions, you might have dreams that are quite traumatic, so just write them out because I feel like they need to come out of your emotional body. You might like to sit by water, like natural bodies of water like the ocean or a lake or a river, because I feel like that actually helps extract this emotional burden from you. And keep up your liquids is what I'm hearing. You may have, especially if you've been crying a lot, a propensity to become dehydrated. So keep your liquids up. Drink a lot because it helps flush the emotion through as well. Sit with crystals, sit with your pets, sit with children. All these things will help you through this time. And I'm sorry that it is so hard for you at the moment, but it will certainly get better, and life will be so much more joyous for it. Sometimes the lesson is we can't recognise the good things without experiencing the not so good things. Okay, pile 2, I hope that you get through this. Blessings from me and blessings from the universe, and I'll see you in my next video. Crystal 3, welcome to your reading. I'm just going to pick up your crystal here and see what family karma you're working with. I'm hearing the term adulterers and adventurers. So there may be in your family past family members who ran away from their families and left their families, or were absent in some way, or had other partners on the go that everybody knew about. So let's just say that people lived in a village and that everybody knew that Granddad was seeing Mrs. Jones down the street type of thing. So this is an energy of almost abandonment that you're working through for the family line, and maybe some poverty thrown in, because if the family was abandoned by the main breadwinner, then it changes the family situation or makes it very difficult for the family to survive. There's real survival issues going on here, and they may be a little bit hidden is what I'm getting. So it may be something that's not really obvious in your life at the moment, because I feel like this pattern has been going on for a while. It's almost like this has been drip-fed to you. This isn't suddenly coming in as a big energy that you have to work in the next few months and then it goes away. This is almost like it's been a little bit of a theme throughout your life. So maybe you've attracted partners who haven't been faithful. Maybe you've been abandoned by your partner or partners. There may have been this theme going on with you as well throughout life. Now, I am going to say this is going to end because it's almost like you have been processing this for some time and it's about at the end now. I'm seeing a piece of string and I'm seeing we're almost at the end of the string. So this cycle is about to end for you. So what happens after it ends is, let's say you've been single for a long time because you were hurt really badly. You get a new partner who's unlike anything you've experienced before, or you get a new job where you were treated really, really well, or in the past you've been treated really poorly in jobs, or, you know, you've been made redundant very suddenly, or the employer went bankrupt, or, you know, things where things have ended quite suddenly. You're going to see a lot more stability in your life, in a lot of areas of your life, not just one or two. It's almost like things have been down in the ditch for a while and you start climbing out of that ditch, and then you're on a nice, stable, clear road, and you're just sort of happily, jauntily walking along the road without a care in the world type of thing. So it may have seemed like life has been a little bit unfair to you. Maybe you've been the good girl or the good boy who has always tried your best to help others and tried your best to do good in the world, and you've just been hit with thing after thing after thing. And now it's like, you know, you have cleared that family trauma, that family karma that happened in the past. And I feel this is through both parental lines. It's not just your mother's or your father's, it's both. So it's a huge burden of karma, and that's why it was drip-fed to you over the years. And it interweaved with your own life purpose and your own life story. So it may be that you're at a certain age now. Let's say that you're in your 40s, and life has been quite challenging up until this point. It's going to get a lot smoother for you. The road is much clearer and much smoother. It's like they've just put brand new bitumen down and you can like roller skate on it. It's it's clearing up for you. So you have done a lot of the hard work here. There's really not anything you need to do except ride this out. It hasn't got long to go. And what you will see is change. And for some of you, it will be sudden, dramatic change. And for others, it'll be sort of a really calm change where one thing will pop in. You think, oh, well, that's interesting. I haven't seen anything like that in a while. And then something else will pop in. Let's say that you've been single for a really long time and, oh, there's someone I might be interested in over there. Oh, look, there's another person I might be interested in over there. Oh, look, there's another one. It's kind of like that saying, it doesn't rain, it pours, like where you might start noticing things that haven't been around you for a long time. Let's say it's money, and there's all these different sources of money suddenly, where before you had one paltry source of income. So, yeah, it's not going to come in a big tidal wave, but it is going to start appearing. And once you kind of get an inkling of one thing, you're going to see a lot of things coming in different ways. So that's really, really positive. You've done a lot of the hard work here. Congratulations. I'm just going back to money here because I feel like for some of you, this has really affected you financially, but also emotionally, mentally, and energetically. So there may have been quite a few years where you've wanted to start something new or step into the new or, you know, do something new, and you just keep hitting a brick wall. Well, that wall's coming down, okay? You may be able to, there might be some holes punched through the wall at your eyesight where you can start seeing beyond the wall, and then it's just like the whole thing falls down. So, congratulations. The hard work is almost over. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Group 3. Please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next reading.